Hello everybody, what's up? It's me, Skurs. Today, I want to talk about the Resto Shaman in Midnight PvP Season 1 and give you a full, in-depth guide on this spec. I'm gonna be talking about race, what's the best race for Alliance or Horde, what's the best talents, are there good or bad talents, what should you better not use, enchantments, gems, stats, anything. And also in the end, you will see a show match of me commentating on the game of Shuffle that I'm about to play, so stick around. Alright, let's talk about the best races for Resto Shamans in Midnight. If you're an Alliance player, you want to play Dark Iron Dwarf or Dwarf because of their crazy ratios. Well, as a Dark Iron Dwarf, you have Fire Blood. It removes all of your debuffs and gives you a stat increase. As a normal Dwarf, you have Stone Form, which gives you 10% more armor for the duration, and also removes bleeds, poisons, and disease effects, which is very great. You do not want to pick a human, you do not want to pick Draenei, their ratios are really not that great, but as a dwarf player, it doesn't matter which dwarf, is really good because it's very beneficial against rogues right now, which are super busted at this moment. Rogues, sub-rogues, assassination rogues, they're so good right now, and if you can do anything to kind of slow them down by just removing their bleed effects, for example, or their poison effects, crippling poison is super good right now, so that will benefit you 100% because not every race for Shaman is actually benefiting. As we will see right now when we switch over to the Horde side. As you see, I'm an Orc player and the only thing that this race gives me is Blood Fury, 168 intellect for 15 seconds. Well, I can only combine that with a macro that I made, healing type plus Blood Fury. Well, now I heal a little bit more. 169 intellect it says there, which is, well, how much is that? It's basically 2 pieces of gear, but it's actually not that crazy. It's not that crazy, but it is what we have to work with, you know? You can also choose High Mountain Tauren, you can also choose Troll, but that's basically it. We don't have Will of the Forsaken, we don't have Shadow Meld, we have nothing crazy, so it doesn't make a huge difference. If you want to min-max everything you have, then I advise you to pick Dwarf or Dark Iron Dwarf. But other than that, it's not looking too great for us. Choose what you want. I chose an Orc, and most Horde players do choose an Orc. Now that we got that topic out of the way, let's talk about the big topic right here. As you can see, the talents. And I'm going to be talking about the basic talents first, then swap over to the Resto talents, and then in the end pick the hero talents and talk about both of them, what makes them special, which one is better in my opinion, and which talents you should better not pick. As you can see right now, I'm playing as a Totemic, but we will get back to this later, okay? So let's start with the basics. Chain Heal, we don't use Chain Heal at all, it's just granted to us for free, so we can progress with the talent tree. What you want to use is Lava Burst. It's really great. It's a little damage, extra damage for your team, because if you use Flame Shock, occasionally you want to have Flame Shock active on a few enemies for extra damage. You get some Lava Burst procs, which can also do 40 to 50k damage when you hit a target, which is like a good 10% of their HP. Very beneficial for your team, if you have the time to use it. It's you can also cast it for fake casting your enemies, like baiting a kick out, you know. Imagine the DK is tunneling you right now. You're just casting Lava Burst. He thinks you're healing, and he kicks you with Mind Freeze. So you can feel free to cast your heals now. Very beneficial as well, if he's stupid enough to kick a Fire School. Now we got Earth Shield. Increases healing on the one that has it by 20%. Occasionally heals them as well. And reduces damage taken by an extra 3%. Very great, very beneficial. And you can have it on yourself as well with this talent right here, which basically allows you to put Earth Shield and Water Shield on you at the same time. Then, I don't use this one, Ancestral Wolf Affinity, Cleanse Spirit, blah blah blah, Cast Note. It doesn't matter, we don't want to cast anything in Ghost Wolf anyways, so we didn't even have time for that. Fire and Ice, we don't do that much fire damage that we need 3% increase. Please don't take this one under any circumstances. And this one is very important now. Thunderous Paws, Ghost Wolf, removes snares and increases your movement speed by an additional 25% for the first 3 seconds. Very nice. Every 20 seconds you can break a root. Against Frost Mage, very beneficial. Against any kind of melees, Very beneficial to get out of trouble. What you do not want to use is Spirit Wolf. You're not sitting in Ghost Wolf that much because your mates will actually take so much damage that you will almost never sit in Ghost Wolf unless there's an emergency to do that. So you don't want to reduce damage on yourself with a Spirit Wolf. Just scrap that out of your head. You don't want to use that one. Frost Shock also, don't use Frost Shock. We don't need that. We have Earth Grab Totem instead. And now, a real banger. We got Gust of Wind and Spirit Walk. Spirit Walk removes all movement impairing effects on you and increases movement speed by 60% for 8 seconds. I only use this talent when I fight against the Boomy and occasionally against the Frost Mage, because it breaks, it removes impairing effects, but it does not count as a spell. So imagine the Boomy casting Root Beam on you, you cannot move, and you're silenced at the same time. Because Spirit Walk does not count as a spell, you can use it to break the roots and just walk freely out of the solar beam. The enemy Boomy will be absolutely pissed because he knows that you're going to do it again in 1 minute when he will have his root beam up again as well. So you will always be able to move out of solar beam if you're quick enough to use it. So now we got Gust of Wind, which I most of the time prefer, which basically just pushes you forward, which is great if your group mate is accidentally LOSing you, so you just push yourself forward and heal him again. Or you want to move out of some mage who's casting Poly on you, some warlock who's casting Fear on you. Very beneficial indeed if you want to get rid of some certain CC situation. Then we got Astral Shift. You always want to take Astral Shift. This is your panic button. 40% less damage for 12 seconds is huge. And then we got Nature's Guardian. It heals you up whenever you drop below 35%. Nothing special. Healing Stream Totem is one of your main heal abilities. It doesn't sound like much from this tooltip right here, but this is huge. This is huge. It heals overall for about 15 to 20% of your whole healing. But this little totem right there, because it's going to get really overpowered with Totemic and Resto spec. So keep in mind, Healing Stream is insane. So this one is a buff for your Astral Shift, either less cooldown or more damage reduction. And this one, Brimming with Life, increases your stamina by 8%. You can rank it up 2 times, so 16% stamina increase if you want to take it. I personally do not want to take it. You could take this one off and put it there. But I personally, well, you can choose, but depending on the comp of the enemies, you know. And then you have Wind Shear, which is an interrupt now. You're one of the few healers, or even the only healer, I'm not quite sure, with an interrupt every 30 seconds. So they increase the cooldown, but they also increase the time that the enemy will get interrupted to 4 seconds. In the past, it was, I think, just 1 second or like 1 GCD. But now it's 4 whole seconds, which is insane. If you think about it, this has never been this good for shamans. And now we got elemental resistance. Whenever you have Healing Stream Totem up, and you always have it up because it's 22 seconds with 17 seconds recharge time, you always have it up, you will have 6% damage reduction of fire, frost, and nature damage taken, which is insane if you fight against enemies who actually do fire, frost, or nature damage. So it doesn't make sense to have this talent against warriors or feral druids or whatever. So you want to take this one off and put it somewhere else, for example, Brimming with Life. Then we have Earth Grab Totem, very, very nice totem. It just roots your enemies for 8 seconds. And again, roots them every 2 seconds. Very, very nice. Capacitor Totem, very good as well. If you combine it with Totemic Projection, you can make some pretty sick plays. Like you put it on the ground and then put it away. Boom. You know? So your enemy doesn't expect it. You just, before it explodes, put it on your enemy, whoever you like. I sometimes use it very defensively on the DPS players. Sometimes I use it aggressively on the healer. So it's very situational. It's very nice. Then we have 3% more mastery. Always take that. 20% more effects on your weapon, like Earth Living weapon. We take that, of course. And then another very specific one. If you interrupt an enemy, you will reduce all spell damage taken on you by 15% for 12 seconds. 12 seconds is kind of huge, but the rest is kind of, we just gotta take it so we can actually use Hex. Then what I use is Improve Purify Spirit, so we can actually remove curse effects. So you can remove some Hex as well. And then we have decreased cooldown of Capacity Totem by 20 seconds. Also very nice because I really love to play around with Cap Totem. This is insane. Like 55 seconds is too much for me. I'd rather have 35. I love Cap Totem. You could remove that and put it in Brimming with Life instead for 15% more stamina. But I really want to keep this one. So you can choose. Keep in mind either Static Charge Cap Totem or Brimming with Life. Or you take one here and remove this one, put it here. This is okay too. But it all depends on the comp that you're fighting against. Then we have Greater Purge or Normal Purge. Well, you can choose. Do you want the Greater Purge every 12 seconds because you will not be able to purge much anyways, so you can remove 2 effects at once? Or do you actually think you have enough time to spam Purge, which you mostly will not have? Then you take the Normal Purge. I personally take the Greater Purge because I don't have much time to spam this anyways. This will just put me into the open. It will just, I think it's too aggressive of a playstyle right now to play with Normal Purge, so just take Greater Purge. Unless you're playing 2v2 or something, where you want to purge all the time, you're very confident that you're winning this game, purge, then sure. But if you're playing solo shuffle or 3s, then please pick Greater Purge. If you're playing BGs, you can probably pick Normal Purge as well. Then we got Nature's Fury, 4% more crit chance of your heals, which is great. And then we got Hex. Hex is Hex, you know, this is always great. Spirit Walker's Grace, in combination with Spirit Walker's Aegis, gives you 5-second immunity to any interrupt effects, which is, 5 seconds of free casting, which is super important. If you rotate your cooldowns through, this one is always very important when your mates are like, let's say the initial burst is over, okay? But there's still a lot of damage happening to your mates. You want to use Spirit Walker and just heal him up with your basic healing wave. Then we got Totemic Projection. I already told you that, like putting your totem somewhere else. You know, we got this one right here, Surging Totem. We got Cap Totem, and just put him somewhere else, you know? Very nice. You can play around with that. A very nice spell, one of my favorite spells in the game. And we got magic damage reduction taken, magic damage reduction by 8%, also very nice. So you're actually very tanky against any kind of caster, so they will probably not focus you. Then totem radius increased by 15%, duration increased by 3 seconds on many totems, and Earth Grab duration also increased by a few seconds. Very nice talent to have, always take it, never miss it. Then Tremor Totem removes Fear, Charm and Sleep, but you gotta put it down before it actually hits you. If the fear already hits you, then you cannot use Tremor Totem anymore. This is not a trinket. You have to use it very carefully before the spell hits you. Then we got Earth Shield, Water Shield, 100%, 115% more effective, and lose no charges. So it's a permanent buff. You don't have to pay any attention if your mate is actually losing stacks or not. That's not a thing anymore. Not a thing anymore. Scrap that out of your head. The shield will always be there unless it will be dispelled. Then we got Hex Slow. Like when Hex is ended, it will slow the enemy by 70%, which is huge. 70% is kind of much. And reduces cooldown by 15 seconds. I love to play around with Hex as well. So only 15 seconds cooldown is very nice as a Resto Shaman who wants to play a little bit more aggressive. Then we got NS Heal. And then we got Totemic Surge, reduces cooldown by 5 seconds. And Water Shield increases intellect by 3%, which is very nice for you as well. So those are the basic talents that you want to take. If you want to be very, very, or let's say, if you're very sure that the enemies are going to attack you, you can also take this talent here, combined with Earth Elemental, to give you 15% more max HP for 30 seconds, as long as this Earth Elemental is alive. So either Brimming with Life or those two for 15% more max HP. It doesn't really matter. 60% stam or 15% max HP. So you can choose whatever you like to take. And now we swap over to the Resto Shaman talents. We got Riptide. Riptide, I think everybody knows Riptide, right? This is your basic hot, okay? I would call it hot right now because the initial healing has been nerfed to the ground. You know, in the last season of the War Within, you could basically heal 20-30% of your mate's HP when you cast it, but now it's basically 5%, 3%. You can even say 0%. Riptide is basically non-existent anymore. It's okay to hot you and your mates up, but it's not a thing you should use whenever he drops very low. When your mate drops low to like 20%, 10%, casting a Riptide is basically the equivalent of standing around AFK, because while it does scale with your mastery, it doesn't heal for anything. Like, Shaman is really lacking a lot in single target healing right now. At the 7th of April last week, we got a 20% increased buff on healing wave. And while it does make a difference, it really did not. You know what I mean? We are still missing a lot of single target healing. So anyways, let's continue. We got Healing Stream Totem and Healing Rain. So Healing Rain, while you may think that's a really bad thing to play in the arena right now, it will get replaced by Surging Totem, which I will show you later. Oh, let me just show you now. This totem right here, Surging Totem, increases the effectiveness of your healing wave that you're about to cast. You can see here, your next healing wave also heals an ally inside your healing rain at 50% effectiveness. Really great. The cast time of your next healing wave is reduced by 40%. Look how fast it is. And then your next chain heal applies Earth Living, and chain heal also accounts to healing stream because it automatically casts a chain heal. So whenever you cast Surging Totem, it's not really about the healing rain that's around it. It's more about the spell, the buffs that come with it. 3 of those buffs. It's insane. So don't get mad if your mates actually refuse to stand in the healing rain all the time. It's mostly about whirling earth, whirling air, and whirling water. The buffs that you get from Surging Totem. So if we buff our healing rain, for example here, increases healing done by Surging Totem by 10%. It's actually on because of those buffs as well. But if the mates stand in this totem, then it's a great extra heal as well. So let's continue. We got Healing Tide Totem. Healing Tide is super strong in Midnight right now. I think it's even stronger than last season in the War Within. It's really good. If your enemies are at like 50% and you feel like, oh, there's even more damage coming, then just use Healing Tide. You don't even need to use anything else at this point because it's just so good. It's super good. Then we got Water Totem Mastery. Reduces CD of Healing Stream Totem by 5 seconds, which is great. We take it. And then Ancestral Vigor increases max HP. And then again, reduces CD of Ascendance and Healing Tide Totem by 60 seconds. And then we only got a 2-minute CD on this spell. Healing Stream Totem heals for 100% more, decaying over its duration. Very nice, because everything with this spec, everything centers around Healing Stream Totem and any other totems, because that's why it's called Totemic. Then we got reduces mana cost of Healing Wave by 15%, is really useless because most games will not last this long anyways that you're completely So you do not take this talent, but you take this one instead. White water critical heals have 215 effectiveness, so they heal 15% more on crits, which is great because on the left tree we just had some increased crit, which is right here. Nature's Fury, 4% more crit chance, so this synergizes with this one right here, white water. Then we got 15% more heals on Healing Stream Totem, also great. We don't need a Riptide heal reduction, a cooldown reduction, because it heals for nothing anyways. And this one, Healing Wave's critical chance increased by 12%. Well, we could take it, but we take something else instead. Unleash Life is great. It increases the next healing done by 30% and cast time reduction as well. So let's use it right now. What does the tooltip say? 30%, 30%. And together with the Surging Totem, the next healing wave is so quick. Look at this now. It's basically impossible to interrupt it unless you have some good reflexes. And then it heals for a lot. But if you're a BG player, you can make sure to remove Torrent and use it on current control instead, because I think it's better as a BG player to make sure that you always have mana. As an arena player, it doesn't really matter because the games will not last as long anyways, most of the time. Not all of the time, but most of the time. But as an arena player, you want to take Torrent instead. Earth Living Weapon is the next talent. We all know Earth Living Weapon, a chance to apply a hot on somebody when you cast a heal. And then we got 40% Earth Shield healing increased. Now, the next talent is Deluge, Healing Wave, and Chain Heal. Heal for an additional 15% on targets affected by your healing rate or Riptide. So, because of the fact that almost nobody will stay in this circle during an arena match, you want to make sure, as it says here, healing rate or Riptide. Make sure to put Riptide on your mates or on you if you are the target as well. So you always receive 15% more healing by Healing Wave. Very important. And then we got Unleash Life, heals 30% more. Bonus healing effect is increased by 20%. Unleash Life is so important. Last expansion you could actually use Unleash Life into Riptide, but that's not a thing anymore as Riptide is dead. It's dead. It's basically a dead heal. Now you want to do Unleash Life into Healing Wave. Okay, very simple. Unleash Life into Healing Wave, or first search Unleash Life into Healing Stream, because it counts on the chain heal as well. So that's a huge heal right there. Or Unleash Life into Healing Tide, because that also gives us a chain heal. It's basically the same, plus more healing after that from the Healing Tide totem. Now, where did I stop? I think, yeah, Spirit Link, redistributing your group's HP. We all know that. That's our panic button. Another panic button. Then we got Earth and Harmony. Earth Shield reduces damage taken by extra 3% and more healing done. So those talents are kind of useless right here. We don't need Downpour. And when you cast Surging Totem, each ally is healed by 13k. Yeah, it doesn't matter because we do not use Riptide that often. We just want to hot our mates up. And that's it. It's not a main heal anymore. They nerfed it to the ground. For each Riptide active on an ally, your heals are 1% more effective. So this actually synergizes with Deluge. 15% more heal on targets affected by hit Riptide. And then again, 1% more heal on each target affected by Riptide. The hot is actually very beneficial because of those talents, but the initial heal is trash. Then Spirit Link Totem increase, additional damage taken, reduced by 5% and heals a little bit more, so that is great as well. And now the last talents we can talk about is this one right here. Every forecast of Riptide, it also applies Riptide to another friendly target near your Riptide target. So this is great because this means one less spell cast by you, one less GCD used by you. You can use that GCD on something else by, for example, using a more efficient healing spell like Healing Wave. And next talent is Healing Wave and Chain Heal. Increase the next initial healing of your Riptide by 30%. So your Riptide can occasionally heal a little bit more. Like 60% more means like you can heal 5% up to 8% of your mate's HP. If you compare that to last season, where it was like 20, 30, 40% of your mate's HP, this is actually very embarrassing. But let's not talk about this too much anymore. And then Riptide has a chance to activate Ascendance for 6 seconds. Ascendance is very nice as it again redistributes heals towards your whole group at 50% more effectiveness. And now we got the Rebanger. Riptide. See, everything focuses around Riptide while it does not heal. You want to spam it as much as you can, but it actually does not heal. It triggers a lot of your talents, which are then very useful. But Riptide itself is ass. So, Riptide has a 6% chance to upgrade your next healing stream totem, which we already upgraded a few times in our talents right here, into a storm stream totem, which heals for 10% more, heals 1 additional ally at 100% effectiveness, and heals 2 injured allies for 32k when used. This is great. This is great. Rank 2 is actually 40% more healing on both of those totems as well. And then rank 3, casting NS heal grants you a charge of Stormstream totem as well. And it's not consumed like when it pops up. It will never use a charge of your healing stream totem. So now I got 2 of those, right? Can I maybe get a proc? No, I cannot. Just imagine a proc right now. That would be a number 3 instead of a number 2. So, oh, there we go, there we go. Number 3. Got a bit lucky there. Boom. And there we go. You can even see it by this very cool animation right here. But that's it, yeah. That's the talent that we, the basic talents, okay? That's the basic talents that we use. And now we swap over to Totemic. So, at Totemic, everything kind of resolves around the Surging Totem and the Healing Stream Totem. And let's just get through this together. So, as I said already, Surging Totem is really great because of those 3 buffs right here. Whirling, Earth, Water, and Air, which is all buffs to your Healing Wave. And if you combine that with Unleash Life, like Unleash Life into Surging Totem, into Healing Wave, you're gonna top everybody up. That's gonna be super nice. And now we got a Chain Heal buff, which in conclusion means a Healing Stream buff, because that always casts Chain Heal. While Surging Totem is active, your damage and healing damage is increased by 3%, which is great because it's always gonna be up. 25-second duration and 25-second cooldown, which means it's always going to be up. So always 3% heal increase. When you summon Healing Tide Totem, Healing Stream Totem, or Spirit Link Totem, you cast a free instant chain heal at 100% effectiveness. Only able to cast this as a Totemic Shaman. So you can only do this. Boom, here we go, here we go, here we go. Your mates are going to be 100% by now. Look at this. Everybody gets healed for free while you didn't cast a single healing spell. You're just using instants at this spec. This is so great. It reduces the cooldown of your healing stream by 3%, 3 seconds. This is great as well. Everything resolves around Healing Stream Totem. You get some procs on it, you get cooldown reduction on it, you get healing increase by it. It's crazy. Increases the size of your totems by 15% and health of your totems. Okay, that's cool. We can take it. And then if you have a totem active, your totem grants you a shield. Sure. Don't really matter too much about that because I'm not a target most of the time. And then again, 30% more effectiveness. Look at this. 30% more effectiveness. 15% more effectiveness. 100% more. This totem is a beast. It's a beast. We buff it up to become a monster. Then we got 2% more mastery. Sure, we take it. 3 seconds more of Earth Living Hot. We take it as well. Then we got Tidecaller, which is a new buff that you can get on yourself. Here it is. Your healing done is increased by 2.4%, and the duration of your healing stream totem, again healing stream totem, is increased by 3.6 seconds. So here we go. It is 22 seconds long, and it has only 17 seconds to recharge. So if you time it well, you will always have one out, but you can also spam them out whenever your mates are in danger and you need some AoE healing ASAP. So where did we stop? Earth Surge. Allies affected by your Earth living receive 15% increased healing from you, but it's always going to be there. Like even I got it right now by just casting a few totems. So this means always 15% more healing. Healing Stream Totem again, and Healing Tide Totem healing has an 8% chance to apply Earth living. This is great, because this in conclusion means always 15% increased healing from me. And then this is what I was talking about with Surging Totem, Water, Air, and Earth buff whenever I cast this one on my Chain Heal and my Healing Wave abilities. And now I want to show you the difference if you were to take Farseer, which I do not recommend. Last season, like the War Within Season 3, I think everybody was taking Farseer, but now it's kinda not good. Like Unleash Life calls an ancestor to your side, and whenever you cast Ancestral Swiftness, which is an NS heal buff, it also calls an ancestor to your side. And both of those ancestors, or even 3 if you got any more, will multiply your heals, which sounds good, but it actually is very weak right now. So let me cast this. I got an ancestor here, and got one more. And you're basically forced to hard cast as much as you can, so your ancestors will heal as well, because if I don't heal, they will just not do anything. They will not do anything. My Stormstream Totem won't heal as much. They don't have any chain heals. My Riptide doesn't heal as much, you know? Everything is kind of stale right now, and you are forced to hard cast as much as you can. Look at this. Increase the healing done by Healing Wave by 25%, sure. Chain heal, we will not have a chain heal anymore. And recharge rate of Riptide increased by 10%. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Riptide doesn't heal for shit. Reduces cast time of Healing Wave, sure. Everything on this spec resolves around hard casting Healing Wave. But it's not even empowered because we do not have Surging Totem anymore. You see? So we just are reliant on our hard casts. We're reliant on faking our spells, and if that doesn't work, our mate will just die because Healing Wave is still not that great. So what I advise you to do, please don't take Farseer unless or until Shaman gets a bit more buffed. If it doesn't, you just want to take Totemic instead. And now, last but not least, let's talk about the PvP talents. First, we got Grounding Totem, which is very, very beneficial if you don't want to get CC'd by any casters. For example, a Lock casting Fear on you, a Mage casting Poly on you, or even any healer that can CC you, like a Shaman casting Hex, a Pally running to you with a Hodge, an Evo casting Sleepwalk on you, and so on and so on. So you see where I'm going with this. Grounding is very good against certain comps. But if you're fighting, for example, against a Disciplined Priest with a Warrior and a Rogue, you don't need grounding anymore, because there's nothing that will happen to you spell-wise. Like, there's not going to be any fear being cast, not going to be any poly being cast. It's going to be quite useless now. So only take it when you're absolutely sure that there will be some casts or instant spell like Hodge that will actually influence you. Like if you're fighting against a red paladin and he's running towards you, you surely want to use Grounding Totem, right? So there's that. So it's very comp specific. If you fight, for example, the Rogue and a Warrior, you rather want to take Static Field Totem to actually relieve some pressure and root them at this location for 6 seconds to be able to heal your mates back up. The next talent I want to talk about is Lightning Lasso. just a 5-second stun on anybody who is in a 20-yard range of you, who you want to stun. Very simple, very simple. I don't think I need to talk about this anymore. And the last one is going to be Rain Dance, which is very specific to this Totemic spec. But as Totemic is the meta spec right now, I'm going to be using this, as it increases Surging Totem's effectiveness by 50% and reduces its mana cost by 60%, which is also very beneficial because we want to use it whenever we have it. So this circle is 50% more effective, very useful indeed if we are having a melee comp. If we're having a range comp, then you just have to take the benefit of the 60% less mana cost and the increased healing wave and so on buffs that you get from this totem. But other than that, this spec, this PP talent is very useful. But what you want to take, if you 100% know that they're gonna attack you, is Burrow. Like, you can never know if they attack you, but imagine you played 1 or 2 games already and they always attack you. They always attack you. You just take Burrow instead. Take Burrow instead of this, and it's like a bubble from a pally, right? You're sitting 5 seconds underground, but you cannot heal yourself back up. So in those 5 seconds, your mate should be able to kind of peel the enemies, root them, stun them, whatever, so you can get a bit more safe and heal yourself back up. Or if there's a Frosty kind of sub-rogue one-shotting you right now, just Trinket and Burrow, you know, that's what you can do until Shadow Dance is over, until Pillar of Frost and Breath of Cindergrows is over, and you can actually breathe again, you know. Pun not intended because Burrow. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the PvP talents. Anyways, I think it's about time that I show you guys what macros I actually use for my games. So, I'm using non-shaman macro-wise friendly 123. In order for this to work, you need to have frame sword, the add-on. So it is hashtag frame sword, frame 1, / target at none alive for friendly 1, then friendly 2, and friendly 3. Then I'm also using windshear macros, windshear 1, 2, 3. So here's windshear 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm using hex 1, 2, 3. So many 1, 2, 3 macros, right? And also lightning lasso 1, 2, 3. What else am I using? I'm using a grounding stop casting macro. So when I'm casting something and somebody is casting fear or poly or sleepwalk on me, I can actually just stop casting and put grounding down, you know? Just like this. This also works for stop casting in general, you know? And last but not least, I'm using title, like Healing Tide Totem plus Blood Fury because I'm an orc. So whenever I do this, I make sure that I'm using my orc racial as well, which gives me 169 intellect. Alright, that's it for the macros. My shaman is not that macro heavy, but it's good. It's good for the basics. Alright, let's talk about enchantments, gear, gems, whatever. On the legs you want 41 intellect and 4% mana, which is nice. 4% mana is always great for any healer. Same for Mark of the Magister, which gives you intellect and 5% mana. So we have 9% extra mana on our healer right now. Any healer should take those enchantments. Then we got Fast Rider's Hunt, which is stamina and speed increase. We got Flight of the Eagle and Blessing of Speed, which are both speed increase enchantments as well. They're basically useless, but I got 5% speed now, so take it or leave it, right? I'd rather take 5% speed. And on the weapon, we got Equity of the Renderai, which is an occasional intellect proc when you heal a target. I think it's going to be like 60 intellect or something. It's nothing crazy, but better to have it than not to have it, right? So for your gems, you want to have at least this one right here, Cognitive Heliotrope, 23 on your primary stat, and whenever your opponents fail to interrupt you, you gain Precognition, which means that you cannot get silenced for, I think, 4 seconds. You cannot get stunned, nothing can happen to you because they failed to kick your spell. And during this time you can cast Healing Wave and nothing will happen to you. You can just hard cast anything you want. And the other gem that you want to have is basically just Verse and Mast. Yeah, you can max out on gems as well if you swap heliotropes and honor or the setting, the gem settings. So you can actually put some more gems on your gear as well, which I advise you to be verse and mastery. And that's pretty much it for the gear and the stats, because you want, as a shaman, you want to max out on mastery. Mastery is your best stat. Verse and Mass is what you want to have, because read, increases healing from your spells by up to percentage based on the current health of your target. Lower health targets are healed for more. And obviously your PvP mates are always going to be low health, because it's kind of a bursty season, let's say. There's a lot of one-shotty stuff happening. Windwalker monks are crazy strong right now. Sub-rogues are crazy strong. Frost decays are crazy strong. Also frost mages and everything. Like, your mates are going to be dropping hard, quickly. So you want a lot of mastery to heal them back up whenever they are low HP. Which has, by the way, always been the case for Resto Shamans. Like, this mastery has always been around since Cataclysm. Or was Master around in Lich King as well? I'm not quite sure, but this has always been the case. So the more mastery you have, the more you heal on your mates when they're low HP. And that's all you want to know, because you want to max out on that. But now I want to give my honest opinion on Resto Shaman as of Midnight Season 1. And if I would put it in a tier list, I would put it at the very bottom. Very sad to say, because Shaman used to be my main. I think any healer is better than Shaman right now, because of how the single target is lacking incredibly. Like, Holy Priest is so much better, Disc is so much better, even Holy Pally, even Evo, it's all better than playing Resto Shaman right now. You can see this on Ceramate, for example. There's barely any Shamans at high rating right now, because any other healer just completely outplays and outheals them. You need to play picture perfect to play with this healer and actually rank up. But let me show you a game of Shuffle right now. Maybe you can see what I mean. And yeah, if you really choose to play Shaman, then you're probably one of those people who play Smash Bros. And choose the worst characters just to be satisfied by winning with them. If you're playing Ganondorf, or what else is there? Like Donkey Kong or something. But yeah, let's just play right now. Let's just play. I got an instant Q pop, but I see you in the game. Quick cut coming. Alright, and here's a shuffle game for you guys. Let's see if we actually get a win or not. And analyze this game as much as we can. So let's do this. Let's buff up as well, don't forget that. And hot everybody up before the game even starts. Okay, the press is kind of aggressive here. Need to dispel myself or I get CC for a long ass time. Okay, here we go. I'm picketing this because the Shaman is going ham. Gonna be doing grounding to relieve some pressure. Spirit Walker to heal up my Waller. And they overlap hard, actually, which is pretty good. I hope my monk doesn't lose 1v1 against this mage. That would be very sad. But they're fighting some Dragon Ball type battle on the other side of the arena. Let's see if I can get a Hex too. Oh, yes I can. Ooh, this is so juicy, man. Okay. No sleepwalk for you, big boy. Maybe always try to stay out of range of this press. Nah, bro. No way. Look how greedy he was. Look how greedy he was. He wanted to sleepwalk me again. And then he died. What can I say? But that game was kind of short, I think. So maybe we should try another one. So let me buff myself up. And my mage. They're gonna be 100% focusing my mage. As mage is so squishy now. In my opinion. He's missing his gems. Hello? Where are your gems, big boy? Okay, hotting everybody up again. Okay, let's start. The instant sleepwalk is kind of dangerous. But it's okay. Luckily my Shaman was not stupid, he put his defensives out straight away. And now let me actually... Ooh, not into the shroud. Not into the shroud. Maybe now? Can I get... Nope. He's just pushing me away. Maybe now? Ooh. Camera before that. Haha. And now he's full hex. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Let me try to hex this guy again in like a few seconds. Used by my Shaman. We need that damage. Spirit Walker. My mate is below 50%, kind of dangerous, so I'm just going to Spirit Walker instead. 3 seconds of hex, is it in now? Probably not. Ooh, I was too late to interrupt that fear. Let me ground that. He wanted to sleepwalk me again. Ooh, that was so unlucky on my side though. I was about to hex this guy, about to lightning lasso this guy, and at this second he's flying in the air, so it nullifies the stun. Very unlucky, very unlucky. So I need to trinket this one right now. Like, my mage can die so quickly. Look at his HP. Look at his HP. He actually needs to block right now. He's gonna die. Yeah, he's blocking right now. Tremor? Go. Yeah, Tremor's still working very, very well. Hex, full hex, let's go. He trinketed into nullifying. Gonna get a big stun on this guy now. 2 seconds, 1 second, and boom, let's go. Windwalker can die? Probably not. Grounding. I'm just gonna do this now. Ah, second block. Ooh, we overlapped hard. That's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I kind of want to get another hex now. Can we get a hex? Oh, that should be it. That should be GG. That should be GG right here. Yeah, it is. The hex won the game. Hey, okay. Very nice. Very nice. That's how we do it. Bit messy there, here and there, you know. But without Gladiator Lossa, you're gonna have your eyes everywhere now. Like, nobody's gonna say, fear, fear, hex, hex, sleepwalk. Like, that's... I'm kind of missing that, though. I'm kind of missing that. But now, it's kind of forcing you to play even more open, like aware. Anyways. Next game. Hotting everybody up. Per usual. Who's getting sleepwalked already, man? Ooh! Tremor. That was the quickest tremor I ever did. And it's still working really well. Let's do this, a big cap on this monk. I bet this guy wants to sleepwalk me again. Boom, full hex on the press, let's go. I need to play some totems too. Don't forget about that. He's spelling my water. Spirit walkers. It's some good healing on my shaman. Oh, my warlock is CC'd on the other side of the map. Now I'm getting sleepwalked, man. Okay, luckily they broke that. Oh my god, really? Am I really this stupid? No way. Well, luckily we still got some recover abilities. Okay, ice block into communion overlap. Very nice, very nice. Ooh, full CS. But the poly didn't work. The poly did not work, which is very good. Okay. We're bursting now, I think. At least I heard like a berserk sound from my shaman. Interrupt the sleepwalk. Oh no, that was so random. Yo! It's okay. Everybody should be topped up now. Let me try to hex him, and we won again. God damn. God damn. Very good, very good. I take every game I can. I am 4-1 right now. 4-1. And yeah, that was some good games. Maybe we can win one more. Let's see that. Let's see that. Ooh. With the mage and the monk. Let's see. Buffing everybody up. Boom, interrupted. Let's do this. Tremor, let's do this. Now we got the DR on me, very nice. Grounding. In 3 seconds I'm gonna hex this guy. Oh, Shroud on himself, okay. Shroud is gone. Hex coming. Boom, full hex. Don't attack him, bitch! Oh my god, I hate it, man. Every time they hit him out of the fucking CC. Like, why would they? Why would they? Like, what does it matter? Oh, I need to hit the healer for 1 GCD because else I would be doing no damage, right? It doesn't matter, man. Just do no damage then. Sorry, man. Sorry. My tantrum is over. Okay. What can we do? Shroud is up. After the Shroud, I'm trying to CC this guy. I'm gonna do Spirit Walker. Into big NS here. Oh, my boy's over here. What is he doing over there? Is he healing himself up or what? Hello? Can you engage? What is he doing? His name is Opponent. Yeah, he's my opponent too, even though he's on my team. Okay, big cap on everybody. Let me try to hex this Prez. Full hex on Prez. We can kill Shaman now. Let me do some damage on this guy too. He's LOSing, okay. Communion as well. Shit, I'm getting feared. Never mind. It wasn't me. Could have feared me so bad. Okay, let me try to bait out a counterspell or something. Okay. Still very nice. Very good. Everything is going well. Do I need to trinket this? I don't think I have to. Mage still has 2 ice blocks. Ooh. That was a bad LOS. That was a bad LOS. Because of the map though, not because of him. That was just unlucky on our part. Okay, and he's gonna die now. Boom! Easy 5-1 for your boy. That was very nice. That was very nice. Still climbing to 1.8. And climbing to 2k. But I really hope that Shaman will get buffed by the time then. Anyways, that was it. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed those games. And if I were to put Resto Shaman on a difficulty scale, I would probably put it a little bit above Discipline Priest in terms of difficulty. But way above Holy Priest, which is the easiest seal in my opinion. But nowhere near as difficult as Resto Druid or Prez Evoker. So we're good. We're on the average scale right now. Not too difficult, not too easy. It's pretty good. If you're a beginner, you should probably play Holy Priest. But Shaman, they definitely made this spec easier now by removing a couple of buttons. But I think they did that to every healer in this expansion. So I hope you enjoyed this guide. I hope you enjoyed the games. Tell me if I missed something, tell me if I'm completely wrong about something, and don't forget to like and subscribe and tune in for the next one. So, see you in the next one, bye bye.